Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5-minute meeting. All right. Ashland City Council meeting of August 3rd. This one is today's guest mayor. This one's not here, that's why. And then this one also not here. Boom. This one introduced the interim city attorney, a guy named Doug. But wait, he's not the interim city attorney. He's just the interim parliamentarian because the interim city attorney is out of town. And and off we go. So the fourth quarter financial updates. The finance director said, things are excellent, and restaurant and hotel taxes are less than normal, but better than expected. Let's all agree that no one wants to see a slideshow. So many questions, and so in her final meeting, she finally says something that makes sense. And then the city guy says, it's the financial director's last meeting, and thanks to her. And this guy goes, I move that we accept her report. And 4-1 agreed. She said, I'm not going to accept it. Oh, well. And then the public forum, the old councilor Slattery, he said, the bumps this new council are experiencing aren't unique, and I hope that we can all forgive and move forward. But I'm here to tell the city administrator to his face how much I appreciate his work. He is a 110% guy all the time. And then 5G lady said, I become physically sick if I go downtown into the electromagnetic red zone. We need 5G ordinances right now. And then the city manager report, he said, COVID update, city areas and buildings require masking, but for the time being, buildings and counters are still open. And 2 weeks ago, we had a record 47.3 megawatt electrical load due to the heat dome. And with only one minor transmission issue. So the city's super proud of the electrical department. Huzzah, electrical department. And then the interim manager is here, weirdly over his shoulder. And the transfer of information is happening. And then this is my last meeting, and thank you for this great experience. And thanks to all the city department heads. And then this one said, recited an odd limerick, and thanked the old Adam Hanks there for all his hard work. And this one said, he helped me a lot. I like him. Thank you for that. And then she said thanks. And then she said thanks. And then he said thanks. And are we still saying thanks? Oh, no. Now consent agenda. Okay, consent agenda, public comment for that. Some guy who hates the annexation. He said, my group stopped this housing project, and some council members were dismissive of our ideas, but LUBA, the land use board group, agreed with us, and there are crosswalk issues that are not being taken seriously. And so then item 3 of the consent agenda was approved without discussion. Item 1, this guy says, he goes, every TV needs to tighten up the broadcast of city council meetings. And the city guy goes, yeah, I know the guy over there. I'll talk to him. That's all approved. And then item 2, this one goes, she goes, hey, I'm on board with this housing project on the north side of town, so how can we move this forward more quickly? And the city guy says, the planning commission is going to have to vote on this. And the city planning guy says, well, our commission is phenomenal, and we need to work through the issues and maybe come to council with those issues and then back to planning with those issues. And I'm really afraid to move too quickly, basically. And this guy goes, hey, let's move forward with this. We move forward with this item, though, I say, and then all approved. And then adopting the city housing capacity analysis, the city planning guy says, this group did a phenomenal job, blah, 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 blah. And then other city planning guy, he said, let the PowerPoint presentation begin. And housing production strategy, and projected increase of only 1,700 more citizens over the next 20 years are going to live here. And the city is looking at whether rezoning might be required to get to that point. It's actually some pretty amazing graphs in PowerPoint. I mean, I hate PowerPoint, but this was actually pretty good. This Brandon guy was killing it until, of course, it did devolve into the usual boring PowerPoint and then completely unhelpful statistics. And then the analysis apparently requires council approval. And this guy goes, are the stats on this Ashland survey legit? And the guy said, he goes, well, it's a survey, so it's a voluntary personal opinions so whatever that's worth, they're legit. And this one goes, hey, House Bill 203 is moving forward in LDCD. That's something apparently, land conservation, something. I didn't understand that. And then this one goes, hey, the stats show that more small housing units in the next 20 years, and then housing is important. And this one says, hey, thanks for showing us the next steps. That was a very helpful presentation in that way. And this one says, hey, what does this report really do? And that's a good point. And then the city guy goes, zoning changes and building project approvals can now be made looking at this information. And that's good, I guess. And then he says, I move we accept the report. All accepted. And then the BIPOC mural at the Ashland High School. High school guy, some supervisor guy, said, these kids are amazing. And then 4 Ashland high school kids presented the BIPOC mural proposed to celebrate 8 specific important Ashland BIPOC citizens. I know, this is very nice. And then this guy goes, hey, when is this going to start? And the kids go, fall, I guess. And then this guy goes, I moved to approve this project, and you high school kids are way better than most regular citizens of Ashland. All approved. And then a 5-minute break? Yeah. I mean, it's actually kind of worked out pretty good. It was actually nice. And then the city guy says, council rules require live votes. But that changed during COVID. The question is, can we make future meetings part live and part remote so that all the votes count and it's legit? So, and can testimony and presenters to meetings be remote video? And also, can commissions decide to be virtual or not? And city staff needs a rule, so we don't know what the rule is for remote versus virtual or combined meetings and all that stuff. And then this one goes, she goes, let's separate it. Let's start with the city commission. So what's the rule for them? And then this one goes, I move we create a policy to make all commissions follow the same universal rule. And then this guy goes, and that rule is? And she goes, whatever they come up with, it's got to be the same. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't understand what, they all approved it. Something is the same. I don't know what it's going to be. And then this one says, part 2. Do we want to allow council meetings to be a variety of virtual and in person, and write those rules? This one goes, I'm a little worried about the tech cost, but I'm all for it. And this one goes, it's going to be too hard. I'm against it. And this one says, I'm super fair and impartial, you know me. But the work product isn't efficient for partial live versus virtual. But I hope other super fair impartial proposals I'm open to. And then this one says, it's so hard to mix live and virtual participants. It's really hard. And he goes, are we talking about money? Is this a money problem? Is this financial? And this one goes, all hybrid meetings are confusing. And this one goes, that's too much staff time. And so 3-2, it failed. These 2 were for the combo, and these 3 were against the combo. So it goes so where we stand now, it's like either virtual or live, but no combo. And then, yes, that's the answer. And then finance manager replacement interim person. So the city guy says, hey, the finance person from Medford is in the mix and proposed for tonight. And she's well known and is on board with this being a temporary position. And this one says, I move to approve this person. And they all approved it. And then the TOT hotel tax, transient occupancy tax, is now called the TLT, the transient livability, I don't know what that is, tax. And this one says, I move to approve that some state collection requirement thing that somebody from the state said they liked, and then this one says I like it, and this one says I like it. I didn't get it, but that's approved. And then the finance person said there's a change to the water and electric bill. Was supposed to go some fee was supposed to go from $41 to $42. But it actually went down to $10. So we're changing it back up to $42. And she goes, is this fair or unfair? What's going on there with this thing? And the finance person said a lot of confusing things and really muddied the waters. And then this one goes, so just to clarify, this $1 fee increase accidentally became a $31 fee decrease. So you're just reversing that, right? And that's right. Apparently, that's what's going to happen. And 4-1. Apparently, but he says no. I don't know, for some reason. And that's it. But that's the end of the meeting. You're welcome.